when I say the word tsundere to you, gentlemen, close your eyes and picture. Who's the first one that comes to your mind? He wasn't kidding. Very Krombu, Weebs.
He had that one like pent up. Yeah, Mari Krombu, Weebs. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime. And this is episode 185 of AniPro. And ladies and gentlemen, Jay is no tsundere. I'll tell you that right now. This is the Tsundere special. All tsunderes all the time. That's all we're doing today. We're just talking about them. We're doing tsundere. You know what? Not that I even want to or anything. You know, like
yeah, Cole.
Yeah.
What was the sudden tonal shift there? I don't understand.
I don't know. You wouldn't get it.
Oh,
Baka.
I guess not. Eh?
Yeah. Oh, what's brown?
Oh,
brown
Jay,
today.
what's in that bottle today?
Iced
Brown
tea.
today.
Oh, brown. I'm drinking the brown.
It's
Yeah,
iced tea.
if you want to help Jay afford more mysteriously colored liquids, you can always hit subscribe, leave a comment, come over to our Patreon, come to our Discord, support us in many, many ways. How are you guys
Jay gets
doing,
paid
though?
1 milliliter of mysterious colored liquid per Discord fan, like, or subscriber. Seriously, it's true.
Yeah, if we get
that's his salary for being on the podcast. That's the only thing that keeps him going.
If we get to 150 likes on this episode,
Okay.
my next pick for review, because I get this power, is I'm gonna make us review To Love Ru.
Oh no! What a terrible curse you've put on us. Okay, I've actually wanted to watch that for quite a while.
Okay.
Actually,
All right.
So
yeah. Oh no!
it's valid.
Don't
It's
do
valid.
it. To us.
No! Don't do that. No! Please stop liking this video.
Oh no!
The horrors.
No, stop! Come back.
Yeah.
I asked you guys how you were doing. Though. How's it going? How's
How's
life?
about us?
Yeah. How's life, Mike?
Life's good. Went out with a mutual friend, Nug Deep, yesterday for chicken wangs, which was nice.
Nice.
Just, you know, I
Where was
really,
Cole's
I
invite?
used.
I got
was
the
invited.
invite.
Oh,
I did get
He
the
said
invite,
that he's
but I
hanging
had
out with you.
previous
He'd rather.
plans.
well, you should have gone to that. I would have been fine with you canceling on me.
Well, I don't know why he didn't bring you personally, but that's
Because like
it.
Jay was showing up at 6:30, and you were like, "Can we meet at 6?" And it was like, it just logistically it wouldn't have worked out well. So
yes, because Nug Deep needed to be. He had a World of Warcraft raid at I think it was 8. I want to say so. He had to be out of there at like a reasonable time. Yeah,
I understand the hierarchy of priorities is.
Well,
like,
he was the first one to reply. He was the first one to reply.
I understand it's World of Warcraft, the top.
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
you know what? I won't even give him guff about that one because I can respect a man who has commitments and sticks to them. You know, I respect that. I respect that. So I can't even give him guff
that as well.
because
of course the slight guff I give him is in jest, in joking.
Yeah.
It's all in good
for
fun
playing World of
over here.
Warcraft mostly. Is the gist.
That I can give him a hard time about. I think.
Yeah, like it's 2025. There's better games out, my guy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
on,
But
how
you
are
know
the
what?
wings,
Actually,
though?
That's what I was going to talk about. Is like I wings were good. We went to our usual spot, which is like a local little thing. It's like a local chain, I guess. They're really only in Western Canada. And I got. I remember we used to go there and get just like mountains of wings.
Yes.
Piles. Endless wings. So they used to be 50 cents a wing, which was great. They're only, it's like 89 cents a wing, which is still pretty good. Yeah. But the thing I wanted to discuss with you guys is I used to be a boneless wing aficionado. I used to be a massive fan of the adult chicken nugget. Yeah. But there's something, I don't know what happened ever since like COVID or something like that, around that time. I feel like they just, they needed to cheap out on them or something. So now when you get them, it's like you're eating just like a piece of breading and it's just rock hard. And then like, it's not as good as it used to be. I don't know. Maybe maybe my tastes have changed, but like, where do you guys come down on the boneless versus bone in? Do you like bone in? you, or do you like a boneless time?
I'm with you exactly. Like, I feel I'm not anti-boneless wing, because I mean, it's nice to just throw it in your mouth, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You do
There's nothing in the way.
Yeah.
You just toss it in and chew.
Yeah.
But like, each one is exactly the same. You know, it's just chicken breast or whatever they use. Where like a wing, like, it's different meat. You get different textures of meat. Yeah. It's a better mouthfeel. It's just more fun to eat, you know? I'm having a blast eating wings.
It kind of is. Like, you get a little messy, and like, I'm a fan of messy food. I don't know. Some people don't like getting messy, and I get that, but like, I find foods are more fun when they're a little messy. Like spaghetti, but you get that crap all over you.
Even if that's the case, you can get a dry wing, right?
True.
Or like, just take a fork and knife and just like cut the meat off the bone and start eating there. Like, I mean,
that's
I'm
absolutely
speechless.
savage.
That'd be madness.
I went eating wings with my dad before. Dad, I'm sorry if you're listening or watching this to out you on this podcast.
Oh no,
it's okay. But he and my stepmom would like take forks and knives and literally like cut the meat off the bone.
That's
and
so
I'd give them
fancy.
like just kind of like side eyes, like, what are you doing? That's not how you eat wings.
Jay's standing, like, he's got like one in each hand. Like, what are you doing? He's already covered in sauce.
He's covered. Yeah. His dad looks down to cut the meat off the bone. And he looks up, and Jay's covered, like completely covered in sauce.
And he's like double taking, like, what are you doing? Yeah. Why are you eating those like that? He's just
he's already 6 wings deep. Yeah. Absolute monster. You know what? My initial reaction was, what the hell is that? To someone eating wings with a fork and knife. But I guess if you don't want to get messy, that's fine.
But then just get boneless.
You're going to get a weird look. Yeah, exactly. Get boneless. You're going to get a weird look from me if I see you cut.
But it's a different flavor if you get boneless. Like, boneless is it's a different.
As I said,
it's not the to that. I think like I'm kind of indifferent to it, because like it's like saying, do you want spaghetti or do you want rigatoni? Like, sure, maybe if you get it with the same sauce, maybe it like tastes kind of the same, but it's a totally different experience.
It's a different experience.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, if you think about it, lasagna and spaghetti, like spaghetti and meat sauce, are essentially the same.
Yeah.
But they're entirely different.
Yeah.
It's all the same ingredients, right?
So like, if someone asks me, like, what do you prefer, spaghetti or lasagna?
You know,
like, it depends on my mood.
Now I'm curious.
Right?
Oh, okay.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Now I'm curious. Yeah. What are you picking right now? If I've got a big plate, big mess of spaghetti and meatballs, and like I don't know, fresh lasagna out of the oven.
Oh, so fresh. Oh no, that's too hot. Then that's too hot. It's gonna burn me.
Okay.
Well, they're two completely different things, though. Like, maybe today I'll say like, yeah, I'd go for lasagna, but maybe like day 2 I'd go like, maybe spaghetti.
Oh, but the question is, what do you want right now, Jay? Spoilers, I have a DoorDash delivery on its way to your house right now.
Jay, you have 2 DoorDash deliveries. One you must turn down and Cole will get refunded, and then the other you must accept.
Here's the thing, though. If you go to Olive Garden and you get a lasagna, you can get a side spaghetti.
Which is also absolute madness.
That is... Jay, your family's eating habits are insane to me. I love it so much. You go and get a lasagna with a side of spaghetti and meat sauce?
Well, I don't say I do, but that's what Olive Garden offers.
You can.
Okay. You're saying that this is something I can choose with free will, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's something that is possible.
Yeah, your family there. So like, yeah.
My family has been to Olive Garden like in years.
Would you like salad or a soup? I'll have a side spaghetti with my lasagna.
I'm just saying,
can I have
it's
the soup,
possible.
salad, and spaghetti, please.
Side of lasagna. Thank you.
Side of lasagna. Thank you.
Oh man, yeah. No,
Holy
that's
it certainly is possible. Crazy quick. That got crazy quick. But
this is classic AniPro though. Talking about food.
You can tell we record around supper time, hey? Because we're always thinking of food when we start recording.
I already ate, so I mean, hey.
I already ate too, actually. What'd you eat today, Jay?
I had a nap for supper.
I had my birthday dinner finally. Had some Chinese food from my local
the spot? The spot that we always talk about?
Yeah, and let me tell you, every time I get them, they always hit. They've never missed.
I have my spot too. I love how you just have this spot for Chinese, and just like you just know. When you find the spot, you lock it in and you don't deviate because it's that's your spot now. That's where you go.
Your spot, yeah,
yeah.
It's not worth the risk.
I guess since I've asked you for your birthday supper, brown liquid that you're drinking, that's so distracting to me. I can't not focus on Jay when he drinks his brown liquid. I do. I really do. Jay, what's on your mind?
Okay. I'm going to talk about this because a chapter of a manga that I read every week came out, and it kind of blew up when it came out. And I kind of want to put in my 2 cents on this because I've been laughing about it for the past week now. And
because it's going to be coming out like 2 weeks after that chapter, which manga are you speaking of?
So talking about Rent-A-Girlfriend.
I know, but yes. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. The internet went crazy for this. The internet went crazy.
And it's funny because like when it happened, I texted Cole and I'm like, look what happened. And he's like, it's a trick.
It's a trick.
I think his literal response was, it's a trick.
It's a trick. Yeah.
You know what? I could probably find my literal response because it was Jay sent me the panel, the infamous panel, and I said, all caps, by the way. Yes, it happened. This fucking tease of a manga. Oh, I can't forgive.
I was gonna get there. So
I
then
couldn't even formulate sentences.
Yeah, as we were discussing, I said like, oh, next week there's gonna be some BS reason why it can't happen.
Wow.
And then I said the next week happens, and like I read it, and I'm like, oh my god. So I sent Cole that with the caption LMFAO, and then Cole responded thusly.
Yeah,
and Cole responded, "What else did you expect this manga to do for you?"
I just can't believe anything. Jay says it's peak comedy. I said the joke is the reader.
It is peak comedy.
People are still reading it.
It's but ridiculous. And I loved what you said after that. You said you want him to end up with Mammy. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Make this the biggest waste of time. That was so funny and apt. I hope that happens. That would be.
I hope it happens so badly because it would be the biggest waste of time of a manga because it would come full circle.
It would literally be to go 300 chapters, nothing would happen, and then they would end up exactly where they started. Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, like how silly.
I want that to happen now too. You and by the way, I don't really usually like spoilers, but Rent-A-Girlfriend's one that I don't mind clicking on the spoilers on Twitter because I'm like, I know it like doesn't mean anything in the end. It's it's like Seinfeld. It all resets at the start of the next chapter.
Yeah, no, it just goes back to status quo afterward.
Yeah. And it's like the manga isn't even like what's entertaining about it. It's like the public reaction to this.
And like they went crazy to this too. Like it was not a mild affair, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, beautiful, absolute peak art.
It's peak comedy.
It's good.
It's the funniest thing I've read in a long time, but like for the worst reasons possible.
Have you seen the things too where like the mangaka like draws Chizuru around like his own house too?
Yeah.
It's like
because he's not going to give his wife to a fictional character.
Yeah,
they're never going to end up together.
Yeah, because she's based on his wife. He's based. He's literally a self-insert.
Yeah. So
Kazuya can never end up with. It's not going to happen. It's going to be mommy probably. It's probably or like Kazuya's going to like fall into the ocean or something. I don't know. Or I don't know how he ends it at this point.
Chizuru is going to end up with. He's literally going to draw himself into the manga, and that's who she's going to end up with.
Kazuya's just going to get slowly more and more detailed towards the end. You're like, what's going on here?
It's like a photo,
and then it's just a photograph at the end with him and Chizuru.
He just gets so lazy that he just starts like taking stencils of his own face and tracing it.
Yeah, I like it. That would be that's the creative way to. I'd give it props. you know, for doing something different. Right now,
that would be different.
That would be different.
Yeah,
that would be different. Yeah. And then like they released like an OVA about it. That's like an epilogue where she comes out of the manga, and then like they, and it's just like,
don't do that. Don't give everyone hope. Everybody loves
Jade,
Chizuru.
You're gonna hurt feelings here.
She's the
Chizuru is pretty great though.
She's like made in a lab to be like a waifu.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't understand. Like, if someone out there genuinely likes Rent a Girlfriend after reading this arc, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Keep going.
So you're
going.
saying
It'll
not
get good.
a
I
fan.
promise.
Yeah,
I promise.
We're getting to the good part, I swear.
Yeah, just keep on reading. Like,
yeah.
It's gonna get good soon.
It's gonna pay off, surely.
Yeah,
I promise.
Yeah.
I promise it's not just the sunken cost fallacy speaking, but like, but it's just, you know, me coming out there and asking Cole, what's on your mind?
Ooh, what's on my mind? Hockey's on my mind, Jay.
Hockey.
Hockey's on my mind. Yeah, Jay came over yesterday. Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm.
The Edmonton Oilers at the Florida Panthers. The evil empire versus the plucky rebellion.
It always loops back around to Star Wars.
Yeah, and
I feel like Star Wars is actually what's on your mind, Cole.
That wasn't a Star Wars reference.
I feel like Star Wars is always on his mind.
That wasn't a Star Wars reference. We put the game on, started watching. Absolutely brutal first period for your Edmonton Oilers, Jay. Horrible. You know what I said? We're not watching this anymore.
Yep.
We're going to shut this game off. Terrible hockey game. Not that we're cheering for them, to be clear.
Yeah.
Boycotted the game, obviously. Yeah.
So we shut it off.
It was too one-sided that we just couldn't afford to watch anymore. I mean,
knowing the two home. Knowing the two of you as well, like you probably, that decision single-handedly saved your night of hanging out together, because if you would have watched the game, Cole would have been so angry that it just wouldn't have been a good night. So
I was yelling at the TV.
He was.
Yeah.
He was like he had like his PS5 controller in like a vice grip ready to throw it at the TV. It was
you guys better do something.
So props to Cole for like being self-aware and being like, no, I'm going to choose positive mindset. I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose happiness.
I have company. I have to keep it together. Keep it together, Cole. I kept saying that like out loud.
He's like bleeding
and Jay's
from the palms
like
from digging his hands into his fingers into his palms.
Jay's curled up in the corner, cowering. So I'm like, Jay, I'm taking you home. Not even worth the time. And Jay's like, wait, we got to do one OP quiz.
Just one. Of course, only one. Yeah, because that's what,
throw
10
it
minutes?
on.
So you did one, and then you took him home right after, obviously.
No. Okay, let's do another one. We ended up doing like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours worth of pick one, like save one, bin one kind of thing. So it would play like 2 OPs.
Okay.
And then like you'd be like, okay, this one over this one.
Oh, I like that better. You guys have evolved, because like I didn't really love the OP. So what we're talking about is anime OP quizzes on YouTube, and it would be like the first one to guess the anime OP. And I was never a huge fan, because Jay won every time because he knows every OP instantly. Even though he never watches anime. So it's like, how do you know these? You only read things. It's like, what is going on? Yeah. But somehow he knows them. But if it's that, then everyone gets to participate every time. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were doing that, did that for quite a while. And then I finally mercifully let Jay leave my house, drove him home.
Very nice of you.
And Jay was like, this is what we're doing. Like, at Icon, like after the convention's over, back to the hotel room, we're just going to be doing that. I'm going to be like this, laying in bed, like, Jay's going to be like, I like B, A, B.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Jay's like a night owl, and that's my concern about the hotel room. I go to bed early. It'll be like 10:30, and I'll be like,
I think that's going to happen. And I think what I suggest to Jay in this scenario is, if Cole's being an old man like he is. Like, I can relate.
Yeah.
Just go back to the con, Jay. Just go watch anime at the con or hang out or something.
It's
a 24-hour con.
That's true. If Cole said to me, like,
Shut
I'm going
the
to bed.
up.
I'm going to bed. Lights out. I'd respect it. You know, I'm a decent human being.
Well,
I'm not
you know what though, too?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's the thing now too, as well, because we live in 2025. I think you could just go on your phone, and like that's pretty like non-disruptive. You know, you could watch anime on your phone or something.
Yeah,
I'm picturing Jay like literally reading manga on his phone. I guess that probably wouldn't change very much. Reading manga on your phone for like 4 hours.
No.
Yeah.
No,
and Jay was telling me yesterday too. He's like, I've been going to bed early recently.
I have.
Good. Oh,
yeah. So
I went to bed at like 12:30 last night.
That's reasonable. That's not crazy.
That's a reasonable time. Yeah. I can't even mock that. Because you're usually like, we're somebody who's like 4 a.m. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Maybe, and then you're like, maybe I'll stay up till 5.
Yeah. I've been up since 8 a.m. this morning.
Oh my
goodness! Look at
normal,
this.
Normal human behavior.
Normal human being hours.
Yeah.
So
working like
I do also have to apologize because that means that you in the Discord, if you're trying to talk to us late at night, there's no one to talk to anymore.
Yeah.
We're all asleep.
I have noticed Jay's presence in the Discord has diminished, and that is probably why. Actually, that's probably why.
Knocking on the door, no one's answering. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That said, keep knocking. Someone will get it.
Someone will answer. There's people in there. We've been having good chats with people from Sweden, which is pretty sweet. That's on the other side of the world, man. Sweden.
Global podcast over here, AniPro. Mike, you gave us this idea. You pitched this idea to us.
Yeah,
and I cede hosting duties to you. What are we doing, Mike? What are we doing?
So
what did you make me do?
What did you pull out of your big box of tricks?
Also, can you move your microphone a little bit closer to you, Mike?
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're pretty quiet.
Okay, turn it up just a touch. I don't want to turn it up too much because then I'll mess with you in the edit. But what was I doing? Oh yeah, the Tsundere episode. So the premise I had here was essentially Tsunderes are like a classic trope in anime. And remember we did the genre episodes where we pick like the best. We just like basically analyze like a genre of an anime. And Jay, actually, I think you mentioned that would be where you'd recommend. So like a new listener should listen to this podcast. Is the ones where we went through the genres and our favorite anime of the genres. And I was like, what can we do like in that spirit? But it's not the same thing, obviously. And I was like, oh, like what anime is like kind of built on waifu culture, and we bonded over like quintuplets, which is like, I feel like the premise of quintuplets is like it's a harem, but they each have a different dere, and like that's the whole thing, right? And obviously, Tsundere is the most popular of the deres, I would say, of the tropes. So basically, I figured let's just like have like an episode dedicated to them, and just kind of like have like a little discussion about. In the second half, I think we'll kind of talk more about like actual characters and stuff. But in the first half here, I think we'll do a little exercise of just seeing how tsundere each other are. Right? We're gonna turn the camera 180 on the hosts on this one.
Except the cameras are already on us.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but like more. We're gonna
flip them. More. We're gonna make them more 360. 360.
Yeah.
We're gonna come right back on us, but it'll be more. On
Everybody
us than
turn
ever
around.
Before.
Record this like back of your head.
Okay, perfect. Dude, that'll work really good for our mics, which are fixed in place.
Didn't see you there.
Oh,
yeah.
Hello. Oh, hi.
Cole, you should start an episode like that one day where we all spin around. That'd be funny.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Oh, hello there.
Hi. I'm Mark Krambu.
Mark Krambu, weebs. This is the AniPro podcast. Okay, but like you're probably screaming at me, Mike, you absolute dingus. I don't know what a tsundere is. Totally.
That's what
like
I was
a
just
reasonable
about to say. Like
a reasonable thing, right? Like not everyone's as entrenched in the weeb culture as we are. You know what a tsundere is already, to be honest with you. If you're watching anime, you do. You just might not know the name for it. So like think of character. So basically the actual word itself comes from two Japanese words. And the first one is tsun, which means like to be grumpy and aloof. And then there's dere, which is to act like love struck and like basically lovey-dovey is dere.
Yeah.
It means, right? So you take the two and you go whoop, whoop, and you join them together, right? You got tsun, dere. Yeah. You got grumpy, love. grumpy, cute, I think it was what it actually would translate to. Jay, help me.
Like,
Sure.
more, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's a gap moe thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Explain what gap moe means, because I just explained tsundere, so that's even more obscure.
Well, okay, so here's the thing though, Mike. You had your explanation for tsundere written out very nicely, I might add.
Okay. You want me to
now
actually
gap
read it?
moe I've got to come up with off the top of my head, off the top of my dome, which I'm covering my exposed brain today with a baseball cap.
Basically, isn't it
gap
like...
moe is
Oh,
like when it's really exemplified by the tsundere trope. So like someone is grumpy, but like sometimes they're cute. And like that gap.
It's like it's like seeing a grumpy person act like very nice or sweet. And like the gap
it's
in
endearing.
Like, yeah, and like the endearingness of their sweet attitude when they're normally very grumpy.
It's like when Cole buys you a Tim Hortons coffee or something, and you're like, oh, that's sweet. Usually he would just spit in my face. And this time he's being nice.
It's rare.
So
it's rare.
I do have written in my nice little description here that the hallmark of a tsundere is contrast. They start cold, combative, or emotionally distant, but over time reveal vulnerability and warmth, usually through subtle acts of kindness or chaotic blushing fits. Think emotional whiplash, but cute, and sometimes violent. Mostly cute, though. Right? So I feel like we've got a good grip on what a tsundere is, right? Like, think of like the classical ones, and we'll talk more about them in the second half, but like you got like your Taiga from Toradora, you got Asuka from Evangelion, Reen from Fate Stay Night. Like, those are the quintessential ones, right?
Yeah.
I would say, like, but you know who else is quintessential tsunderes?
Who?
These three dinguses
over here.
the hosts of this
Cole,
podcast. Or maybe
and
they're
Mike.
not. Let's find out how tsundere we really are. So I've asked each of us to prepare 3 little quips, right? 3 things.
Yeah.
The first one is going to be one thing that you are tsundere about, that you're aware of, where it's you act like you don't like it. You say baka when you see it, right? You're like, baka, don't like that, stupid, idiot. But really, when you see it, your heart goes little doki doki, right?
Yeah. So we each got one of those.
We each got one of those.
Now you asked us
then
to do 3, though.
I
So like,
did.
what could the
And then
other
I
2
said-
possibly be?
Who knows? I do. The other 2 are ones that we've prepared for each other, because you know what? Frankly, we don't know ourselves. We really don't. But you know who does? The 2 idiots that we talk to for like 2 hours a week at
That we're
minimum.
forced to talk to every week. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think we know each other pretty well at this point.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
I think that probably will. I think we're going to do a better job of getting each other than we will ourselves. And I'm curious to see where this goes.
Yeah.
And as the host, I am pleased to announce that I'm going to go last with this one. So Cole, lead us off.
Well, thank you,
No,
Mike.
we'll follow AniPro order, I guess. Yeah.
Well, let me say, Mike, I'm a little upset with you for making me do actual, like, I had to wrinkle my brain this week. This was a tough exercise. I like to think of myself as somebody who wears their likes and dislikes on their sleeve. If I like something, I'm pretty unapologetic about it. So I really had to think of like things that I dislike, but like in the end, maybe I do like them a little bit. And the one that I came up with is something everybody around me likes. In fact, we did it recently. We went to a store. We did this activity with friends for Jay's birthday. Board games. Board games is my tsundere thing. I don't like the idea of board games. For some reason in my head, I always think about like having to sit down and having to figure out the rules and going through this whole learning process, and it's so tedious. But once you get going, I find myself having a good time with board games. It's just the idea of it disturbs me more than the actual activity. So I'm going to say board games for myself.
I like that one, actually. I feel like that's a good one for you, actually. Because like we had that board game night for Jay's birthday, like you were alluding to. And yeah, like you... At first, I'm surprised. I think you came because you wanted to be a good friend of Jay more than anything, because you're not a big board game guy, I wouldn't say. But then I could tell, like as you're watching the board games, maybe you're like a you like watching people play board games, because I don't think
I do like watching people play. Like, I just like being with people, you know? I like being with people that I like. So, I just watched you guys play that last board game because I was like, I'm ringed out, I think, for my board game time. But like, I enjoy just, you know, I just like hanging out. And I think that's what it is too. Like, the board game thing is quite tedious, but like in the end, you're just hanging out with friends, which is a good time.
Yeah.
I think
unless it's Risk. Unless it's Risk.
Is bad. And the other thing, I think maybe I would suspect maybe you don't like the competition of it, because board games are often very like, I win, you lose. They're kind of a zero-sum game. And I don't think is very appealing to you. I do
low-key like toxically competitive, which is not fun. Yeah.
It makes board games where like a lot of the times it's like up to chance, not very fun. If you're like, if losing is a huge deal to you, it's a problem. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
That's okay. Yeah. But the nice thing with board games is it basically forces everyone to be off their phones, which is like nice. It's nice.
Also nice. Yeah, for sure. Mike, what are you Tsundere about?
What am I Tsundere about? I did a different approach to this, Cole, than you, and I realize now that I forgot to specify I meant like anime related, but that's okay because I think it's better. I think it's better that you went broader, honestly, because like, so I thought about like in an anime, what am I Tsundere about? What do I act like I don't like, but actually I'm like, okay, it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. Okay, and there's one obvious one that came to me right away, and that was slice of life anime.
Mm-hmm. Whenever we talk about slice of life anime, Mike always says I'm not really a slice of life guy.
Yeah,
but you still watch them. You still watch them.
Yeah, I still watch them.
And
still a lot of the time,
and a lot of the time when you watch them, you do like say like, I actually really enjoyed this.
Yeah. One of my favorite anime, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. What is that anime?
Slice of life.
Slice of life.
I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not for me, but it's kind of stupid and dumb, and I don't really like slice of life anime, but it's kind of good.
Kind of do
You kind of got bit by the bug.
I do. I feel like the thing is I started off my anime journey, and as most people do, where you start off with like the action genre and just kind of like shonen action genre and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But then you kind of like, the more you get into it, the deeper you get into the weeds of the anime weebdom, you kind of can't escape slice of life. It's like how I described Shohei Ohtani in the Discord today. When you're in Japan, you can't escape it. Like, you can't escape Shohei Ohtani in Japan, and you can't escape slice of life in the anime fandom, because it's just, it eventually gets you. It just eventually gets you. You find one that hits with you, and it eventually gets you. And I can think of a few that I just love, and it's just,
well, it's such a broad. It's such a broad. Like, it's not even like really a genre. You know, because like,
how do you
other genres fall? Yeah, other genres fall under slice of life.
Yeah,
like March Comes In Like a Lion, a slice of life. But so is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah,
and they're both very different.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's a very broad super genre, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, like you could describe Grave of the Fireflies as a slice of life, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's really it's a very amorphous genre, and I act like I don't like it, but you know what? I kind of. I'm a deep in the weeds anime fan. Of course, I like slice of life. What do you
likes that
about?
Stuff? He likes that stuff. That
baka
weed.
Yeah. Jay, what are you Tsundere about?
So I just ragged on a manga that like that like I said like, oh, this manga's terrible, and like why could anyone possibly like it? But here's the thing, I'm the one that reads it every week.
You read it every week,
and I'm the one who comes back and still like every week says the same thing.
I just held up a piece of paper with what I have for Jay, and I'm sure I think he's about to say what I have for him. So
Rent a Girlfriend.
Come up with a new one,
which like I do have a distaste for it in the sense of like, you know, this is going nowhere and it's dumb. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, and I can't explain it, there's nothing compelling me to drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just keeps pulling you back in. You keep trying to get out. but you just can't.
Like I need to see how it ends. I need to know. I need to know.
It's so trash. You can't stop.
Yeah.
You know?
It's such a big car crash that I just can't look away. I need to see how the car how the bumpers of the cars just like smush together.
Yeah. I mean, you can justify
it. Described it as stupid in the first half.
Yeah. Jay, you can justify it however you want. I think in the end, you just like it for its intricate plot and excellent character
development.
Plot.
Excellent character development.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I really do think like Rent a Girlfriend, like I'm an anime only for Rent a Girlfriend, full disclosure. And I really do think that like Rent a Girlfriend is not as, like, at least for where I am, I've watched up to season 3. It's not as bad as people say.
Hey, Mike,
but I suspect what?
It's a slice of life.
I know it is. But like,
hey, Mike, guess what?
Where it falters is that it just goes for so long. And what?
Oh, I was just gonna say it doesn't get any better. This is it. It's just not good.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Rumiko Takahashi manga where it's like, just get to the point already. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, at some point it's gotta, like, something's gotta happen other than like just repeating the same thing over and over. But like, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, to be honest with you. Actually, no, isn't it supposed to end sometime soon?
That was a big rumor, but I don't think that's the actual. I don't think that's actually going to happen.
It'll never end.
Especially, I think that was maybe just with like the last chapters there, really.
Yeah.
You bastard, though! You stole mine for you. Like now, I don't even know if I can come up with another one. I'm gonna try, but I don't think I can. I guess it's cold now. Do you have one about us?
I do. Do you want me to read both of them about you guys? I guess.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's speed it up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'll go in traditional AniPro order. Mike, I have one for you.
Okay.
Mike, you, I'll make it kind of more like open to anime. Mike, you always say you dislike rewatching things.
Okay.
But I think you're okay with rewatching things. For example, Fight Club, the movie Fight Club. I've never seen Fight Club. First time I saw it was with Mike, and it was a rewatch for him. What's that one movie with like the song like X Gonna Give It to You? Cradle to the Grave.
Cradle to the Grave. The number
Cradle
2.
to the Grave. Another movie like Mike enjoys rewatching. Tokyo Drift. I saw with Mike for the first time on a rewatch. Mike rewatches movies, and he likes rewatching movies, but he thinks he doesn't.
Interesting. So, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's what I think. That's what I think for Mike.
Why do I like it for some movies but not other things? Like I don't really like watching but you know what? I do have a good time when I rewatch things I really like. Like
I think there's also like a thing with rewatching is like, it's not just you gotta enjoy it, but also like it's got to be something that you can just like, you don't need to really pay attention to be able to enjoy, but you can just like casually enjoy something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel rewatching as.
You're only going to rewatch something if you like it too, right?
Yeah.
So like, you're not going to rewatch. Like, I hated this show. I should probably rewatch it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true. Like you're gonna be like, I'd rather just put nails into my eyeballs than rewatch that show. Yeah.
Jay, I have one for you as well. And again, like I had to rack my brain for these. Like this was tough. But there is something that Jay does every week, and he complains about it every week.
You had to rack my brain for this.
He says, I'm going to quit. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
You had to rack my brain for this one.
Jay's Tsundere thing that I came up with all by myself with no help, with no outside help at all, was Jay's Tsundere tendencies are hosting AniPro is his Tsundere thing.
Acts like he does not want to be here, loves being here.
loves AniPro. Well, and who wouldn't, right? Like, it's an opportunity for us to just talk about anime. So
I suppose
it's
like
fun.
whatever, I guess.
It's fun when we do this. So yeah, that's Jay's thing, and Mike's is rewatching. I wrote rewatching movies, but I'll expand that to rewatching things, stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I guess Mike, you're next.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll think of the one I thought of on the fly, and forgive me for this being kind of an obvious one. I'm just gonna. It's Jay. It's literally in your AniList bio, I believe. I think it's still there. You act like trash is what you don't like to watch. Like you're like, I watch trash, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much you really do love trash. I don't know.
I think I know why Jay watches trash.
Why?
I think it's because Jay likes trash, but he won't admit that he likes trash.
But he like puts it on like his bio, like I watch trash so you don't have to, but it's actually no. I watch trash because I like trash.
Yeah, exactly. He justifies it publicly by saying like, I'm doing this as a service.
I'm doing this for you. For you.
But in reality, it's not for you. It's not for you. This is not like a charitable thing Jay's doing. He's being very greedy and doing this selfish. Exclusively for himself.
It's kind of like if you've seen Food Wars, you know how like sometimes Soma will make like those very weird and like disgusting dishes, like the peanut butter covered squid. It's kind of like that, like getting like a little bit of a reprieve between like all the good stuff.
Yeah,
just kind of keeps a balance and lets you have fun with stuff rather than just
it's a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And if I had to think of like a secondary one to that, which is probably related, Jay acts like he doesn't like ecchi, I think. But I think he likes Jiggly Bits as much as anyone does.
I think he likes Jiggly Bits just like everybody else. I had one for Jay. But I wasn't gonna like say it on the podcast. But
well, you're a better person than me.
I'm a better person than everyone. But I was gonna
just
say
kidding.
I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it on the podcast, that Jay is a tsundere about hentai. But I wouldn't say that on the podcast.
Yeah, he wouldn't dare to say that on live
Jay,
on the air.
Let's bully Cole together. Let's bully Cole together.
Bully
about
me.
Being such a jerk, because he's just an absolute menace to us, isn't he?
Yeah,
absolute dingbat. Cole, the one I have for you is that you're tsundere about when we bully you. You act like you don't like it. You act like you don't like being bullied by us. We know you love it. We know you do. You know we love when we tease you. I think all three of us kind of like a little teasing, a little tease.
That's fun. When I tease, I'm not going to tease you unless I like you, right?
Yeah.
So
it's also all
much like
fun,
a tsundere.
Right? Like nobody teases other people with the intent to hurt them. You know,
well,
unless you're like an asshole.
Unless you're an asshole.
People definitely do. But
if you're a good person, you're not going to tease someone with the intent to hurt someone.
Yeah,
and I don't think any of us are terrible people.
I don't think so either, except for Cole.
I don't think so.
Except for one of us.
And actually, no, two of the three of us are terrible people. And we know who one is.
Yeah,
the other one is.
Yeah.
Jay, you have ones for both of us.
I do. I'll go in AniPro order, so I'm going to start with Cole. Cole.
Okay.
You've mentioned that you do like this, but like every time when we watched season 3 of this show, you'd always be like, "Oh, the show's so bad. Can't wait for next week."
Oh god.
Yeah. So like I feel like, you know, you are a tsundere for this show, and that's Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
You know,
this is my rent-a-girlfriend.
Yeah,
Jay.
Sword Art Online is your rent-a-girlfriend. Like you do at least admit that you like it, but like every week when you watch season 3, we would text each other like, "Oh, the show's so bad. Can't wait for next week."
Can't wait.
It needs to come back. Like, bring Kirito back from the grave. Like, let's bring him out of retirement for one more.
There's another arc to do. You could do more.
It's been a while. It's been a while since Alicization.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready for more Kirito again and the rest.
Yeah. I'm ready for pain. And
I think the next arc is called Unital Ring.
Ew. It sounds like a device that you insert somewhere.
Contraceptive
I don't know.
device.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Contraceptive device.
Yeah.
Unity ring. Anyway,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On
I
that
can't wait.
note,
Can't wait.
Yeah.
For
Give me
your
more
Unity ring?
SAO. Give us more SAO,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, please. Can I have
please.
some more SAO? Just a little bit as a
Please,
treat?
sir.
Please?
Can I have some more?
Please, just one more hit of SAO, please. That's all
and
I
we're
want.
specifically
I
we
quit
mean
whatever I want.
Kirito SAO, because we had Gun Gale online, but that's not the same. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had the progressive spin-off.
Kirito,
Asuna
Kirito,
SAO.
Shmirito. I want more of my wife. Asuna. That's my wife.
That's my life. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay. Do you got one for Mike though?
Take us into the break with the last one.
One more for Mike, and this is something that, like, Mike, I feel like he acts very, like, whatever about it, but just, like, how he acts about it and how he, like, talks about it, I guess, I feel like he likes it more than he realizes he does, and that's idols. Like, he's always like, I'm not really much of an idol guy, but, like, he's always the one who's recommending the idol shows for reviews.
Yeah.
He's always, like, he's a big K-pop stan, which is, like,
Yes,
kind of like two steps away from an idol guy. He, like, he started watching Bang Dream Av Mujika, not because, like, we needed to talk about it for the podcast. Not because we needed to talk about it for the podcast desperately, but because, like, why not? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
just watching it.
No,
not that I want.
Jay, what are you talking about? I don't want.
Not that I want to watch it. I don't even like this, Baka.
Yeah.
That's Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
kinda
likes it.
Jay.
He's
He
watching
likes
it. He's squeeing. He's squeeing as he's
Yeah.
watching his idols. He's
funny 'cause,
blushing.
like,
Yeah.
I find myself, like, I'm like watching these things. I'm like, oh, their outfits are so cute in this, and I'm like,
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
wait a second.
No,
That
I
doesn't sound like
refuse
me.
to. I refuse to allow myself to
Yeah.
turn into.
I
this.
grew up in the country. I'm a country boy. What do you mean I like that idol's cute outfit? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no,
Like,
I don't.
watch this season. The main girl there has very cute outfits. She's very nice. I forget her name.
Does have
But she's not an idol.
unique
Yeah.
outfits for sure too.
Yes.
What's her name? What's her name again?
I can't remember her name right now. I'm bad with names. But
Jay,
Jay, yeah, you've
main
definitely
witch
hit on
from-
something.
From what show?
Yeah,
Nico.
Is it
Nico.
Nico. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
From Witch
That's
Watch.
it. Yep. Witch
Yeah,
Watch.
Nico.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you Tsundere about? Let us know in the comments below. What do you think we're Tsundere about? Based
what do we
on
not even realize?
viewing us
Yeah.
for many,
Based on
many
just watching
episodes.
us. Did we hit the nail on the head for each of us?
I did.
Like,
I think I did.
Yeah.
I think we all had good ones, honestly.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so,
We're
too.
all very good people. Except for two of us.
Except for two of us. And we're gonna let
Maybe
you know.
three of us. Yeah.
We're gonna let you know which one of us is the good person after
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Break.
Hey YouTube viewer, I don't mean to interrupt you during a well-deserved break, but can you do me a real quick favor? You see that little button there? The one that looks like a thumbs up? Can you just click that? Just real quick. Yeah, great, thanks. Oh, and while you're down there, can you just hit subscribe? Yeah, like that, thanks. Oh, what's that? You're not on YouTube, but instead listening to the podcast on... And you want to join in on the fun? Well, if you want, why don't you leave a 5-star review? No matter how you're watching or listening, providing feedback to us helps AniPro grow so that more and more people can listen to us and our perfectly normal and not strange at all takes. And seeing as you're being so cool, why don't I let you in on a little secret? AniPro has a Discord server where you can talk to the hosts and other listeners about anime and other random topics about, like, I don't know, mayo on hot dogs and stuff. Anyway, thank you so much. What's that? You want to do even more? Oh my goodness, thank you. Well, AniPro has a Patreon where for a small donation you can get access to archived episodes and ad-free episodes. You can get episodes early and even get a monthly bonus episode. I think, yeah, that's it. Listen, I really appreciate you listening to this. I will now reward you with the second half of this episode.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. This microphone that I'm using, welcome back to AniPro, by the way. This microphone that I'm using is the same microphone that the White House uses. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So if it's good enough for the White House, it's good enough for AniPro. That's what I say.
What's good enough for the White House?
My microphone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna switch over to the microphones that Jay uses. I think that's what I think that's what they're going with.
Probably
for the subtle glow on the president's face.
Yeah.
Just the subtle red glow.
I heard Elon suggested it actually.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know. Something about the RGB gets me.
And then get get John Williams to compose to play get John Williams to conduct a band to play the Imperial March theme every time Donald Trump walks out.
Obviously, yeah, clearly, and the glowing, and then like a lightsaber hum. Yeah, all of that. How was your break, though, guys? Did you guys do anything over your break?
I did the usual.
I went for a 10-kilometer run on the break.
Yep, 10-kilometer run.
Yeah,
what'd you do, Cole?
Pretty good. I went for a 11-kilometer run, actually.
Wow.
I can't believe it. I mean, like, that's good that you guys went for a 10-kilometer run. That's very impressive. But I went for an 11-kilometer run. I'm not going to brag about it.
Oh, did I say kilometer? Oh, sorry. I meant mile. Miles. 10 miles.
See, here's the thing. I would have gone for an 11-kilometer run, but I was like, you know what? I'm recording a podcast after this.
Yeah.
I should probably pace myself, because if I go for the 11th, I'm going to go, well, what's one more mile? Or what's one more kilometer?
That's true.
So I'm just going to keep going. So I turned around while I knew, okay, this is a good run. I can go out for another one after. You know?
I understand. I totally understand. Yeah. I understand that happens to you, but I went for 10 miles and I don't understand the tiredness, but I understand.
It's not the tiredness. It's just the time perception thing. Being
sorry, I meant
I don't want to be stuck. Well, I'm gonna go one more mile, and then eventually I'll run 100 miles.
Sorry, I maybe I wasn't very upfront about it. I went 11 kilometers and then turned around and came back and did another 11K back the other way.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was actually round trip 22K over the break. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know how math works, but actually 22K is actually less than 10 miles, I believe.
I think that you're
close. You're close.
I think you're trying to gaslight me, to be honest.
It's time for the mailbag.
It's mailbag time. If you got a mailbag question, you can send it to us over at our website, AniProPod.com/mailbag, or at our Discord. This one comes from our Discord. It is a patron priority mailbag. Wee woo. Comes from Super Mexi, classic Patreon member.
And Mexi would know that 10 miles is actually 16 kilometers.
Oops. Yeah. Well, I mean, next time you can do the 22K. Run.
I'll be as good as you next time. Yeah. What does Mexi want to know, though?
Mexi wants to know, if you could be the villain of any anime, who would you choose? Have to make same decisions they do and endure their fate as well. I'm going with my favorite anime villain of all time. The one who just seems like he's having a good time. He's got a lot of weapons, and he's just a cool dude. I'm going with Gilgamesh from the Fate series. Because in the end,
actually kind of a good choice.
In the end, he dies in the end, but he's got the Gate of Babylon. He's got all these weapons, and he's just laughing. He's having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm going Gilgamesh, I think. Having a good old time. Or Gendo Ikari. Because Misato. Jay, who are you going with?
I'm gonna go with Gentle Criminal from My Hero Academia.
Ooh. Okay.
He doesn't die, and he actually turns over a new leaf by the end. So I mean, like, his fate pretty solid, solid, and also like he's pretty dapper as well.
He is a dapper boy. Reminds me of my cat.
I like
dapper.
Very
cat.
dapper. It's quite dapper.
Right.
If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with Crocodile from One Piece. I don't know. He's always hanging out. He's got a big hook hand. He's always smoking a cigar. Always smiling. He's a big scar across his face. I don't know. That seems to have a pretty good life, that guy. I don't know.
The scar is definitely a selling feature. Definitely jealous of his scar.
Yeah.
Mike, we could help you. We could help you with one of those things. I guess we could help you with the hook hand too.
Yeah, you could actually. Maybe we'll get together after the podcast and we'll figure that one out.
Replace the hook with a normal human hand.
Yeah, I want to be like him, except I want a normal human hand instead of a hook hand and no scar.
No scar.
I'm just glad none of you said Griffith, because that was one of the parts where we had to make the same decisions as this character. I'm glad none of you said Griffith, because that would have hurt me.
No, I couldn't.
Well, I'm gonna pick. No.
I'm gonna pick. Griffith. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Griffith.
Damn.
I don't have the heart to kill all the people I used to love or care about.
Did he ever care about them? Really?
Did he?
Then,
that's the question.
If that's the thing. Because he was just using them all anyway.
Yeah.
To get his dream, right? I don't know. It's like Berserk is like a very complex manga.
Yeah. It's almost like it's hard to characterize in just 2 seconds. But yeah, I'm glad you also didn't pick
Tsunderes
Frieza.
In Berserk?
Are there Yeah, kind of.
Is Guts a Tsundere?
Guts is a Tsundere, I'd say.
Casca is.
Transition, too.
Casca's a Tsundere, I'd say.
Casca's definitely a Tsundere, yeah.
Casca's a Tsundere,
Early
and
Casca,
I would say Guts is also a Tsundere. Yeah, not Guts like late
is more
Casca.
of a Tsundere than Casca is.
Yeah.
Is Guts' sword a Tsundere? That clanging is pretty Tsundere behavior.
The clang does go crazy.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have any like fun facts about Tsunderes that we can lead off this conversation with?
Oh, well, Cole. Well, I thought we had a nice fun fact here to bring us back in the episode. It's funny you should ask. I don't know what that noise was, but that's okay. When I was doing the research for this episode, because I actually I had to kind of plan this episode a little bit. I knew that the freeform nature would scare all three of us, so I did a bit of planning.
Yeah.
So fun fact for you. I didn't know this. The term tsundere, how old would you have guessed it was before reading this fun fact? 'Cause you guys obviously
I'm not looking at the fun fact.
Okay.
But I'm going to say it started about 2003.
Oh, okay. That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Jay, what would you have said?
I would have said early 2000s.
Early 2000s? Well, you'd both be right. How convenient when you've both read my fun fact already.
It's almost like we did preparation for this episode or something.
It's almost
Which is, in fairness to Mike, that is unbelievable that we did the bare minimum of work for this.
No, really, like I would not have guessed. Jay, I would.
Speak for yourself.
I wouldn't put that on Jay. Jay's, like we said last week when I just did the episode's edit this morning, and the AniPro order is in terms of order of least to most prep. And that is Cole, Mike, Jay. And they like anime. But also, the term tsundere actually started on Japanese message boards back in 2002, which is 1 year after something really big happened. When the fans were talking about Ayu Daikuji from the visual novel Kimi no Nozumo Ayan.
Oh, I love that one.
Jay, what's visual novel?
Wait, hold on.
Jay might have played it.
I don't play a lot of visual novels, but we'll get into that in another episode.
It's a very ecchi dating sim.
Okay.
Most visual novels are, yes.
Yes, most visual novel. I feel like saying visual novel is kind of code for like, it's a horny book.
It's eroge
game you're playing.
Fun fact, Fate Stay Night was an eroge.
That's right.
It was.
Yes, this is an eroge. Yeah. So there's this character, and she was a classic me now, secretly sweet later type, tossing insults one moment, getting flustered. And then someone calls it Tsundere. And then basically was like, this is good. And then, everyone was basically like, oh, I like that term. And they started saying that. And then eventually, I think a year later, someone shortened it to Tsundere. And then, So, yeah, like, I think most things in anime, you can tie its roots to, honestly, like most roots in anything, you can tie its roots to horniness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, where would anime be without ecchi, horny, jiggly bits? And Tsunderes. Where would anime be without Tsunderes?
Yeah. Frankly, like let's be real. Like, the trope of Tsundere did not start in 2002. It was around for a long time before that.
No, definitely. I'm trying to think, like, what would be like an old Tsundere character that like would predate that 2002.
The first one that comes to my mind is Lum.
The first one that comes to my mind is Asuka.
Asuka.
No?
The other girl from Urusei Yatsura would be more of a Tsundere. The girl who doesn't like the whatever his name is.
His like childhood friend.
Yeah. That one, I would say.
I forget her name.
Lum is far too like. She's
very dere.
Yeah, she's like borderline.
You're right.
I think she's more just dere.
She's just dere. Sure, Jay. Whatever.
I was actually the main guy from Urusei Yatsura, pretty tsundere, because he acts like he like he doesn't like what's her name there?
Yeah, Lum. Yeah. Akane from Ranma 1/2 as well.
Yeah.
Akane, yes. The Tsundere is the Tsundere trope has been around for a long time. We just didn't have a word for it. I guess that's
right.
It was just that type of person at the time.
No, just the mean but nice girl. That's what it was. Yeah, or mean but nice person. But I guess the first question I'd ask you two lovely little village idiots is: do we like Tsunderes? Do we like the trope?
Well, see, what do you mean by do? And what do you mean by we? And what do you mean by like?
I think what I mean is, like, when you see a tsundere in an anime, do you
I love them.
Like a tsundere? Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't?
I love
like
tsunderes. Who
Jay,
doesn't?
You better not betray me and Cole on this.
Yeah, you better not be that guy, Jay.
Don't
do it.
No,
Don't
I like them.
Jay.
I feel like I'm more indifferent toward them in the sense of, like, I don't like actively like, oh, they're the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it depends more on the character. But like, I don't like go like, oh, it's terrible. Get this off my screen. You know?
I think at the worst, tsundere is interesting, right?
Tsundere's fine.
I like
I think like it's just like you need to strike that balance properly. Because like if you're like if it's too much Tsun or too much dere, then it's like hold on, hold on a second.
I agree. Yeah, you kind of need that balance, right? Like,
what would the balance
with a lot of tsunderes? Like, what makes a tsundere work and like what makes a tsundere not work? I would say, like Jay kind of said, when the balance is not there, when they're too far into the tsun where they're like violently assaulting you like the whole episode. And then they just give like this little glimpse of, no, actually I do like you. And it's like, well, no, you were just literally physically assaulting that guy for the whole episode. What do you mean you like him? That's where I get like kind of pulled out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I think like if it's tsundere like borderline yandere, then it's like,
yeah.
That's a little. But like at the same time, I feel like if it's like you get like a little tsun, but then like it's mostly dere, it's like what's even the point of having the trope?
And like the one that I kind of think of as like one that I found kind of obnoxious, and it's like really a famous tsundere, I feel like, is like a good example of too soon, not enough dere, is Asuka Langley Soryu. I feel like she's a little too far into the soon and not enough dere, and that kind of makes her a little more annoying to me rather than charming. And I heard you guys both say but do you like, what do you guys think about that? What do you think of that, huh? When I put that on the table, what do you think of that?
I just agree. It's too much soon. She's not sweet enough to Shinji sometimes.
Yeah.
And you kind of need that. But at the same time, like, you've also got like the Kudere as well in there with Rei. So like, I don't know. Like, I would like Asuka to be like nicer to Shinji from time to time instead of just being a bully constantly. Because she's mostly soon. Yeah. No dere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
not much
soon dere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
I would agree with that.
Tsundere.
I wonder if there's another one that I could quickly see here who I find to be a little too soon and not enough
A little
dere.
too obnoxious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you kind of took like the one that immediately popped into my head as well. What about like the other way? What about somebody who's too dere, not enough soon? Because I see one on the list here who I would say is borderline, not even a tsundere, because they're a little too sweet to the main character, and that's Rem from ReZero. She starts off definitely very soon.
Yeah.
And then in a macro sense, she's tsundere. She's soon. And then goes dere completely. There's no like flip-flopping for her though. Like Ram maybe more of a tsundere.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like Ram is kind of more of a tsundere overall, but like she's not really that dere towards Subaru.
It's more of like a very buried dere. Like I think that she just likes teasing him, you know? Yeah.
The one that like I feel like the balance is off a little bit would be Nino, surprisingly, from Quince. Like she starts off tsundere, but like when she like kind of realizes her feelings for Futaro, she doesn't act all tsundere, but she's much more dere toward him.
And I feel like that's a common thing with the Tsunderes is like they will start off very cold and then they will warm up a bit. But like by that point, you're kind of like, well, what I kind of liked about you was you were a little prickly, but now you're just not prickly and you're just nice. And it's kind of like, well, now I don't like it anymore. Which is like, I feel like that's like the weirdest part of Tsundere, right? Is it's like you want them to be mean to you, kind of, right? There's something about that
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean by that.
Cole's like, no, not me, not me.
No,
Definitely not me.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
Definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
Like
the next.
Yeah. I mean, what makes it work? Like you said. It's that gap moe that we talked about in the first half. It's that dichotomy between the character. It also helps that they're usually like just absolute cute bean characters generally. Which also adds to the gap moe. Like, how is this little cute thing being so mean, but also blushing constantly? Oh my god, I want to
squee. Yeah, exactly. Squee, etc. And I feel like really the biggest thing that I think probably drives like the influence of Tsunderes and why they're so like near and dear to the anime's community's heart is like there's something about this person's mean to everyone else, but she's nice to me. I think that's what really is like the heart of why people like Tsunderes, because it's like you don't get to see the cute. You others, you people, no, I just get to see it. And I think that's really like the thing that people like about it. I like if I had to break it down, at least I think that's probably why I like it. But
yeah, maybe it implies like a closeness with the character as well, right? Like we talked about how like we tease each other because like we're good friends and we're close, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't get that like those dere moments with somebody unless you were close to them. And of course, as weebs, we are lonely people. So like we crave human interaction and being able to have somebody close to. So if a character can display those attributes of closeness, I think that also helps.
Yeah. And like that's why like the female harem or whatever, like the harem shows are so popular, right? Because it's just like you get like a substitute of like you get a bunch of girls that are all craving your attention, right? And you get to pick from the litter, and it's of course those are gonna be popular, right?
Yeah. Did we talk about when it doesn't work though?
A little bit, and that'd be the next thing I think we should really figure out. So we've kind of talked about like Tsunderes that don't work, and like so I guess we sort of said why they don't work too, right? Because we kind of said like when the balance is off, you need that. It's funny because like there's so many Tsunderes out there, and it's really like it's such a broad thing that it kind of doesn't. It almost is. It's like we were talking about with Slice of Life earlier, where it's like it's such a broad term that like you can kind of really make almost anyone a Tsundere. And like I feel like when it's too extreme and really in any aspect of it, then it kind of doesn't really work.
I think it's the like sometimes you're kind of like trying to squeeze a round peg into a square hole. Sometimes like you're like, I'm gonna write a tsundere character, and she's gonna be the most tsundere character you've ever seen in your whole life. There will be no other tsundere character like this one. She's gonna be so mean, but she's gonna be so nice, and it comes off not as like a realistic depiction of somebody like that, but more of a
caricature.
Like they have a mental illness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I kind of think of from 100 Girlfriends, the tsundere character a little bit, and I see Jay kind of nodding a little bit. Yeah, and I feel like with her, she kind of, you almost don't really believe the dere. So if you don't believe the dere, why would you? It just doesn't feel like Jay said. It kind of feels like a caricature, and it just kind of you don't buy into it.
I think for that one though, like that's kind of the point because it's kind of like a parody of the trope, just kind of like dialing it up to 11. But I think it also doesn't work when like you're trying to do like a very like sweet romantic moment, and it's like they're being soon. In this weirdly romantic moment.
That's true too.
It's like, no, we let this moment breathe. We don't need a joke here.
They can be frustrating as well when you just want them to be dere, but then they start being a little too soon, and it's like, like that can be frustrating. I think, it's the idea of like, okay, we're in like an intimate moment with this character, and like a realistic person would react to this in like, I guess in a nervous way, but the tsundere starts being bully girl, and it takes you out. It takes you out.
And I think like to add on to that, like it kind of is annoying because like it can also be used as a way to keep the chase for a relationship going, where like where like in a normal scenario, like something might cause like a couple to get together, the tsundere would be like, no, don't do this, baka, and like it keeps status quo for another like if we 30 chapters.
I guess to bring it full circle, would any of the Rent a Girlfriend girls be considered a tsundere? Would I guess the closest would probably be what's her name, the main girl would probably be the closest one, right? Chizuru.
Yeah, I would call her a tsundere. I would classify her as one.
Especially in the beginning, she's a big tsundere.
Yeah, she's not super soon though, I wouldn't say.
She is I'd say she is, because like when she's in like when she's just talking to him as Chizuru instead of Mizuhara, she's like, don't talk to me, you don't know me. But like when he takes her true. Like when he takes her on a rental date, she's all like dere and like girlfriend mode. So
almost like it's her job or something.
Yeah.
See, I like this. So, like, what if we started going through, like, harem like shows? Just talked about the... You gotta have a tsundere in your harem show, right? You must.
Absolutely, you do. You must. Yeah.
So, I mean, the next one on the list that I can think of is Quince. So, you got Nino. Who I think Nino is, like, pardon the pun, but a quintessential tsundere. She
you're not wrong.
She is the tsundere of that. She goes more dere through the whole show as well. Like she softens through the whole show rather than
by the end she kind of becomes more dere, but by the start she's very tsun toward Futaro.
Very and I guess the next question I would ask you is what's Ichika? Is she tsundere as well?
No, I wouldn't say so. She's very sweet to Futaro. She doesn't come off at any time like she is mean to him. Like she wants him, and she's mean to her sisters.
they do butt heads, but like I don't think that's like her being tsundere. Is just kind of like they don't get along kind of thing.
Sometimes, yeah.
Where especially like at the start.
I think an important part of the tsundere thing is like that's how they react to to conflict or being embarrassed is to do the tsundere thing, where Ichika doesn't do that, right? Like Ichika, if she disagrees, she'll just like say that she disagrees.
She's kind of the most normal of them, actually.
She's kind of she's kind of the most normal, other than her being like kind of backstabby. But
yeah, she's
even
not
then,
afraid
it's
to
like
kind of do what she needs to do to get what she wants.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant Itsuki. Never mind. Because Itsuki, I'd say, is more tsundere than Ichika.
Yeah, Itsuki is. Yeah, I would call her a tsundere. Yeah.
So we have three tsunderes in the show, sort of, but like varying degrees of tsundere.
Yeah,
like,
but Itsuki is kind of like everything.
Yeah, Nino's like the archetypical tsundere, where like Itsuki has like tsundere in her, but that's not her defining trait. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Itsuki is painted with many brushes, and one of them is tsundere. And Ichika is painted with a normal brush.
I'd say like
with a little bit of a snake.
I'd say
in there.
Ichika's honestly like more yandere with how she like tries to sabotage her sisters for the sake of winning the other.
Yeah, she's kind of yandere light.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm looking at here. Her. I think you're right, Jay, and I think you're. What did I say? 5 million romance manga read last week is what we declared. I think that's showing your knowledge on the genre is definitely.
You know what?
Right
you know what I'm going to say too. Not to gush too much over that show, Quince. All of the girls are like very well done dere types.
Yeah.
Like the tsundere is good. The yandere is like a realistic yandere. What are the other ones? The kudere is like a pretty realistic kudere. The Genki girl is like a pretty realistic Genki girl. Like everybody's not too over the top. If you want to go and you want to figure out what's like some good dere types, boy, do I have the show for you.
So what you're saying is when we do the next dere episode that we come up with, Quince is going to be prominently featured yet again.
Of course.
Because frankly, like Quince bonded us. It's the glue that holds our friendship together is Quince.
It's funny though, because like we don't really talk about Quince that much anymore.
Well, nothing's happened in.
Yeah. But now we are though, right?
We've got
the door was cracked by Mike talking about Tsunderes, and now here we are, half an hour into this second half of the episode,
and all we talked about is
Quince. We're talking about Quince.
That's funny.
Are there?
I guess.
But like on that, are there any other harems that have standout tsunderes for you? Like, we've talked a lot ad nauseum about Quince, but like,
girlfriend. You got to go with my girl Saki. Classic tsundere as well. But again, like that's I would chalk that up to the same vein as 100 Girlfriends as well. Like those are caricatures. Those are over the top. Types of deres, and she's very screamy tsundere, which is fun in a show like that. What other harem shows?
I don't think we have to
watch
limit
harem shows.
I do. Yeah. I guess like Chitoge from Nisekoi. Huge tsundere. She gets more of her dere near the like, not even near the end, because it's like 30 chapters in where she realizes how she feels for him. But like I'd say she's a big tsundere, and like probably for people who got into anime in the 2010s and got into like romance anime in the 2010s, that would probably be their like defining tsundere, or one of at least.
Yeah.
I would also I was gonna bring up from the show we reviewed very early on in the AniPro career, Day Live.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is Kurume? She's more yandere, I think, but she has some tsundere tendencies, I would say.
Which one's her? She
Kurume,
the girl
like
with the clock
eye? The black hair girl.
Yeah.
No, she's not tsundere.
Yeah, I'd say she's more yandere.
She's yandere. Yeah, she wants him, and she's like open about wanting him.
Yeah.
Okay. She's just crazy. Yeah,
she's just crazy.
And hey, I also like me a yandere. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that in another episode.
All good.
We'll talk about that in another episode.
I do want to mention too, like we've mentioned only like basically like harem women Tsunderes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys think of any like famous male Tsunderes? Because I feel like when people talk about the dere types, no one ever because we're all, let's face it, we're all horny weebs, so we don't talk about the. But I want to talk about men here. Let's talk about some men who are very prickly, but they're actually very lovey-dovey on the inside.
I've got one, and it's the obvious male tsundere answer, and that is Vegeta. Vegeta. Yes. Vegeta is the quintessential male tsundere. Prickly, but he learns to love and he learns to care, and he never lets it show on the outside until he does. I mean, Vegeta's sacrifice during is it the Buu arc? I think it's all timer. I think so. It's all timer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
he's probably the best character in that show. To be like real with you, honestly, like people always hype up Goku, but
Piccolo, and also another male tsundere, Piccolo, as well.
Yeah.
They're fun.
He's always mad that they make him take care of Gohan, but then he's like actually just like a great dad to Gohan.
Yeah, he's just a good guy. Yeah. Well, and at that time too, right? Like he was the villain of Dragon Ball, and then
both of them were.
Both of them were, yeah. And then they become
at some point.
Yeah. What are some other ones though, Mike? You asked the question. You must have some answers.
Well, the obvious one that comes to mind for me is Kyo-Soma from Fruits Basket, the orange-haired cat. Because what's more tsundere than a cat, really? When you get down to it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of. I feel like the trope might be based on cats, to be honest with you.
Ninji, my cat is tsundere. He's been very like he runs away from me, and then I start playing F1, and then he's like, "Now I want you to pet me."
Yeah, and, I'm gonna sit on your controller, and you're gonna have to pet me, but don't touch me too. Don't pet me in the wrong way, because then I'll run away and I'll bite you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe are tsundere just cats?
Cats are.
Did we just unlock something there? Actually, that's a real thing. Actually, then I think about it.
I think that is like actually a real thing. The first one that comes to mind for like male tsundere, Bakugo from My Hero Academia.
Yeah, that's another one too.
Yeah,
and I think like he's honestly just like the more modern Vegeta.
Kind of.
Like he's kind of like just Vegeta, but high schooler.
Yeah. Angry guy. Angry guy.
Yeah.
Mike, you have Edward Elric written down here on the list as well. I think that's a good one.
I do.
I would consider Edward Elric a tsundere.
I'd say I'd like almost put him as like he's pretty well like a prototypical tsundere, really.
Yeah, kind of. There's some depth to him. There is some depth to him with what's her name? Winry.
Yeah.
There's some depth to him with her, but
and Alphonse and
well, no, he cares about his brother. I think that there's no tsundere when it comes to his brother. I think that he's very upfront with his
so I think I think we've unveiled something here a little bit I want to dig into. Do you think the tsundere has to be to everyone and the dere can only be to their love interest? Or do you think that so like in my mind, Edward Elric is pretty prickly to most people, but he is, so I feel like because he's only dere to the people he likes, I feel like that's very prototypical tsundere, but maybe you guys have a different answer there. I don't know.
I like when the tsundere tendencies are shown basically specifically to the love interest. Personally, again, the love interest is kind of the self-insert character most of the time, and it implies like that the character likes the other character, and this is how they handle it by being like a cute tsundere girl. That's what I would say. So that's how I like my tsundere. I don't like them when they're openly mean to everybody. Like Asuka, again, to bring her up again. Asuka's just kind of bratty to everybody. It goes from being tsundere to kind of just a brat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, what
about
think?
You guys? Yeah.
I kind of agree. I mean, like, I again, I think it depends on how it's done. If like, obviously, if you're doing like the dere thing to everyone, then like, what's even the point?
Yeah,
but
then you're not really.
I think like if you're doing like, she's a tsune to everyone, but like then she warms up to the main character and becomes dere to one person, then I think that's fine.
So you're more on the side of Cole then.
More,
They should only be dere to their love interest.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I think that's really like the main formula is that it's usually in romance stuff, right? Is they only care about the you senpai, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
Another classic male tsundere I thought of before we go back to waifus, obviously, because let's be real,
we gotta go back.
We gotta go back. It always goes back to waifus. Inuyasha, like the titular character from Inuyasha, is also a very classic tsundere.
Yes,
acts like he does not like Kagome. Acts like she's an absolute pest. But you know what? He loves her so much. He loves her so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That's a good one. Is Gendo Ikari a tsundere? No, he's actually thinking he's just an asshole.
He's just a jerk. He's just a jerk.
Because we're gonna circle back around to this because we always find a way to talk about her. Is Misato a tsundere?
No, Misato's not a tsundere.
No, she's dere if anything, really.
Yeah, she is. She's very affectionate.
I just affectionate. I just wanted to get Cole to talk about Misato because I knew we'd find a way to talk about it this episode eventually.
While we're in the interest of pleasing Cole, are there any Umamusume tsunderes you can think of off the top of your head?
Oh boy, I'm glad you asked. I had to Google tsundere. Umamusume. And the one that came up was Daiwa Scarlet. She's in the first season. She's one of the girls who are. Remember, there's the two girls on the team who are like butting heads all the time. She's the one. Okay. She's got like really long hair and they're in like pigtails and she wears the tiara.
I kind of recognize her.
Yes.
Yeah. She came up as the tsundere.
Whenever I Google Umamusume characters, I always find it hilarious how like there'll be a picture of just a horse. And then there'll be the Umamusume character like interspersed in between these pictures of just the horse. And it's like
let me just talk about Umamusume for a minute. Welcome to Cole's Umamusume Corner.
I'm sorry, Jay.
I was spoiled recently for the ending of Cinderella Grey because I watched Ogre Cap's final race. Because they're all based, like all of the storylines in Umamusume are based on the real storylines that these racehorses had.
Which is like kind of crazy when you think about it.
Which is really cool. I think that's really cool to see how they like animate it all and everything. Like Tokai Teo, season 2, the big thing is that she keeps like breaking her leg, which that also happened to the actual horse. He kept breaking his leg.
Really? Usually they don't make it past one of breaking their legs.
Yeah,
like
no.
Usually
she broke her legs.
The glue factory.
She broke her leg 3 times. I don't know if the horse did as well. I'm assuming it's usually pretty
traumatic
close to each other. Yeah. And of course, Gold Ship freaking out in the starting gate. That also happened IRL.
Yeah.
Because you gotta. Anyway, thank you for listening to my Umamusume talk.
That was Cole's Umamusume Corner.
Yeah, tune in next week.
It's coming next week. But for the rest of this week, let's talk about like who would like the when I say the word tsundere to you, gentlemen, close your eyes and picture. What's who's the first one that comes to your mind? Like
first one that comes to my mind, Rin Tohsaka. Immediately.
Okay.
And I think that's because she has such a striking like that the Rin Tohsaka design is the tsundere design. Skirt,
like twin
tails, high socks, absolute territory. Jay, we talked about this yesterday.
Mike, we were gonna say that the absolute territory was your tsundere,
it was your tsundere thing. Yeah, but I think everybody openly likes.
Who doesn't like absolute territory? Yeah. Please explain, Cole, because you're the master of absolute territory. What is absolute territory?
Absolute territory is that space of bare thigh between a girl's knee-high socks, and the bottom of their skirt. That is the absolute territory.
It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing.
Yes. But would you guys agree that like you think of a tsundere character design and like other tsunderes have the same design, right? Like you think of Asuka, she's got twin tails.
They're always red. They're color-coded red is the important thing, right?
Yeah, the red color coding.
Red for
Chitoge? Chitoge from Nisekoi, she's got twin tails too.
She does
twin
sometimes.
Nino, twin tails. Not full on twin tails. Like usually there's like a a bit of a design,
Yeah.
unique design
There's a
change to
quirk.
them. But,
Yeah.
I feel like you throw twin tails on a girl, she's gonna be a tsundere. Oh, that girl from the Kaiju number 8. She's got twin tails too.
Oh,
she's a
yeah.
tsundere. Yeah.
I forgot about her, and she doesn't have red hair, which is uncanny for usually. Like, she's not color
Blonde
coded
hair.
red, but
Blonde
she
hair
is
would be the
definitely a
secondary.
tsundere.
would be
I
the
think
secondary.
blonde is also a big tsundere.
Yeah.
She's almost Hime-deri though.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
She straddles the line, I would say.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that though, Cole, because you said you're like, you close your eyes, you picture a tsundere, you come up with Rin Tohsaka.
Mhm.
I kind of picture two, and the first one is we've talked about at depth, so I won't really say more about her. But Asuka is the obvious.
Yeah.
I feel like she's kind of prototypical. Like she's like the first one that people encounter, and they realize like, oh, this is the thing. I actually see her behind you.
I
there.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rin's up there too.
Oh yeah, you got Rin too.
Yeah.
Huge
they're
fan of
both, they're
tsunderes.
both screaming.
Yep,
My Nendoroids.
That's just naturally what tsunderes do. But no, I can't help but think you've hit on something with the tsundere outfit with the all that. And you know who else wears the tsundere outfit and is the quintessential tsundere in my head is Taiga Aisaka from Toradora.
Yeah. She doesn't have twin tails, but definitely tsundere. Again, same thing. Skirt, thigh-high socks. Color red.
When you can have an anime where the main tsundere in it, like this is tsundere in a nutshell, is like she literally beats up the main character with a sword multiple times, physically assaults him, and then also dresses up in a costume to like hide from him, and just like is so like cute and adorable. It's like that's classic.
She is a
classic
quintessential tsundere as well.
Absolutely,
she's soon and very cute. And
like if we were putting together like a portfolio to show someone, like we hand them the duotang, they open it up, and it just says tsundere on it in Sharpie, and then they open it. These are the pictures that would be in there as of these characters.
What do you think of this? I'd say as I hand it to them.
Yeah, it's a laminated picture of Taiga.
Oh man, we should do that at Icon. Just have like people come up, ask us about the podcast, and then we just hear, what do you think of this? And then
what do you think of this?
Tsundere book. They just flip through it.
I like that a lot.
All right, yeah, that's good.
Jay, close your eyes again and tell me who you see.
I feel like, Mike kind of nailed it for me. Asuka would be like the kind of like the, I don't want to say like the prototype, but like she's kind of like the bog standard for tsundere. Like she's I think the net first one people think of when they hear the word tsundere, and she's kind of also the one that I think popularized the term over here. Yeah,
one of the ones for sure. I mean, how could you not? I think like Asuka would definitely be like in my mind if I think of tsundere. It's just the Rin just is it's a very striking design as well. Yeah. Black hair, blue eyes. She has a very like immediate design that jumps out to me for some reason.
I would argue though that I think if we were to create this book of tsunderes, I do think that it would be compelling. I would make an argument that if we had to put one on the cover, I think I would pick Asuka.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
I think she's kind of the quintessential tsundere.
It's
she's
weird
kind of
though,
poster girl for tsundere.
I feel like because like if we were to open have an open duotang, right, with Asuka and Rin on it at Icon, be like, which one do you think is more tsundere? I do feel like more people nowadays would probably point toward Rin, just because like I feel like Rin is a more popular show, or from a more popular show.
I disagree wholeheartedly, Jay. I'm sorry. It's Evangelion. No. Yeah, it's Evangelion. I think just like a bigger property.
The more well-versed fans would agree with you. But I feel like, at Icon you'll get both like the diehards and the casuals.
Well, let's do it, Jay. Let's prove it. Let's put our money where our mouth is.
We should have like character battle. Maybe that's something we'll do at Icon. We'll have like pictures of characters and be like, vote which one's the better Tsundere or something like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Put that in the folder. Put that in the duotang, which I've just learned is a Canadian term.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Can we? Maybe we should explain what a duotang is.
Three-pronged
Duotang is just a
folder.
folder, basically.
Three-pronged
folder that
folder.
has pockets. A folder that has pockets in it. Yeah.
What do you think of this? What is this? It's a duotang. What?
A what? What are these Canadian idiots saying?
Well, you guys
Yeah.
have Google. I implore you, please head over to your
That's true.
Google browser and type in duotang.
If they're like me, though, they often listen to podcasts while driving. Do not go over to Google while you're driving.
Yeah.
Instead,
Maybe they've got
Listen to our
Android
adults.
Auto.
Don't while you're driving. Don't text and
Yeah.
drive.
No.
Is there any other quick Tsunderes you want to wrap up before I ask our final question of the Tsundere episode?
Well, Mike, you've got a nice list of Tsunderes. Do we want to run through them? Do we want to
If we
run
see
through
any
them
that
and
stand
say
out, I'd
yay
say.
or nay? Good Tsundere.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
Okay. Are you gonna read
Taiga,
them or am I?
I'll read them. I'll read them. Taiga Aisaka from Toradora. Good or bad Tsundere? Good Tsundere.
Obviously, yay. Yeah, good Tsundere.
Borderline quintessential Tsundere. Jay, come on. You got to answer. Don't worry.
Do
I'm not
I,
going to get
though?
mad at you. I'm not going to get mad at you.
You don't have to like the character to say that they're a good Tsundere.
Yeah, no, I don't like the character, but like she is an iconic Tsundere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hitagi Senjogahara from the Monogatari series, Jay. She's an interesting Tsundere.
She is.
Because like she is, but she isn't a Tsundere, if that makes sense.
She's very tropey, but not tropey.
Yeah,
She's weird. She's like very. I feel like people always characterize her as a Tsundere, but she's really kind of deeper. Like
She's got like more humanizing layers to her than just.
She's
Tsundere.
got depth to it. It's like
She's got
Monogatari is a
depth.
really good series.
Yeah, it's like Monogatari's like a well-written show or something like
she
that.
kind of.
You know what? For argument's sake, I'm going to say not a good Tsundere. Then
I'm going to say too. Actually,
yeah, I don't think that she doesn't really fall into the Tsundere category. Asuka, obviously, Tsundere. Yeah,
Tsundere.
Reen, Tsundere.
Yeah, you've heard
Saber.
our thoughts on that.
Saber.
Yeah, I saw her on the lists of Tsunderes, and I was like, oh, I would never have said her name. But
Which
yes.
Saber?
Like
Artoria Pendragon. Yeah.
Let's say Saber from
Unlimited Blade
what's that one
Works,
that we
the
like?
main
Unlimited Blade Works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one people think of when you say Saber.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no. I don't think so. Because in
I
that,
don't think so either.
if we specify Unlimited Blade Works, she's not really a love interest in that at all.
Yeah.
She kind of
She's
just
love interest
is
in the
loyal
original State Knight.
in original arc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I would say she's more Tsundere, but less Tsundere and more just like hesitant as a love interest, I would say. No Tsundere. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's
Nay.
also like kind of she's a much more like loyal knight, like character, and that's not Tsundere.
Yeah. Hori from Horimiya.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But she like
I don't know enough.
now I'm second guessing because
Like
yeah,
she's
she's
not
kind of
like as Tsundere as someone like Rin Tohsaka, for example.
no,
Yeah.
she's definitely a Tsundere. I'll put my foot down. She's definitely a Tsundere. She threatens to beat people up. She physically beats people up, but she also
but she
is
doesn't-
lovey-dovey.
But she doesn't do that to Miyamura. Like if
No,
anything,
but
she's more,
she likes being on the receiving end.
yeah.
Yeah.
She likes,
I think.
yeah.
If I remember correctly.
she's more on. She likes more being on the receiving end of being beat up by Miyamura.
Mm.
But she's
Freaky.
outwardly to everyone else quite prickly. That's where I think we differ on our opinion of what a Tsundere is.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Mike's going yay. I think I'm gonna go.
big yay.
I think I'm going nay on this.
I'm going nay.
Okay.
Yeah. Inuyasha, we talked about. Yeah. Yay.
Tsundere, yeah.
Yeah. Damien from Spy Family, the little boy.
Tsundere, yeah.
Tsundere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anya Forger.
Yeah, she was on the list too. I don't agree with that
Nay.
either.
Nay.
Nay.
No.
Big nay.
Yeah.
No.
Big nay. Nino from
Tsundere.
Quince. Tsundere. Yeah.
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 The problem with Anya, going back one, the problem with Anya, why she's not a
Mhm.
Tsundere, she's too. If a character wears their heart on their sleeve and is just like straight up, like if they can't be like that. They can't be like just this is the way things are. They have to.
Yeah.
be
She's too
hiding
earnest.
She's too earnest. That's the best word for it. Yeah.
The reason she's not a tsundere is because she is not a tsundere.
I like this. I feel like we're like learning things about. I don't know. Like I never would have put these things together in my head before.
Yeah. Chitoge again from Nisekoi. Tsundere.
Don't know her.
Yeah, Mike hasn't watched it. Loom. We talked about Loom. I'm gonna say no. I don't think that she's a tsundere.
I don't think
she
so
borders
either.
more yandere, I think.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right actually. And to be clear, like this list is pulled from like lists of tsunderes. So it's interesting that we don't agree with their lists. We don't agree.
Yeah, come on, list. Kaguya Shinomiya. Yeah, obviously. They're both tsunderes.
Yeah. She's I initially wanted to say no, but yeah, it's like two tsunderes kind of is the premise of that show.
They're two tsunderes out tsundereing each other.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Who is Erin Nakar?
She's the main
Nakiri?
girl from Food Wars.
Okay. Is she a tsundere?
I'd say so.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Mai Sakurajima, Jay?
I'd say so.
He is tsundere, yeah. She is very much Senjugahara. But I feel like she leans more tsundere, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she does always tease him like in a tsundere way as well.
And she says like baka and like she'll like step on his foot or like be like.
See, if the character both says baka to a character, if the character says baka to people and like calls people dumb, and then also is really nice to like the same people, they're tsundere. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah. Mashiro Shina?
I put it there because I know Jay likes that show.
She's more kudere.
Okay.
We talked about Rem. No, I don't think she's tsundere. No.
She started out, but like, yeah.
Well, she was just hostile.
Yeah.
She started off hostile, and then like she grew to like
be more
Subaru.
Yeah.
That's sort of what didn't we say that's kind of what a tsundere
like,
does?
A macro sense, she's tsundere. Like if you step back and look at the whole picture, she's tsundere.
It's more like she's Tsun and Dere. She's not tsundere.
Yeah, she starts soon and then she's Dere. There's never that flip flopping. Yeah,
there's never. Yeah, it's like she's black and white. There's never that gray meat in the middle.
It's almost like there's like a gap.
Kind of
moe.
Yeah. But she's just moe. She is literally just an absolute cinnamon roll. And best girl. Akane Tendo from Ranma 1/2.
We missed the joke. I hate myself for not following up on the joke. Damn it.
I know. I was just thinking I was going to say this. We made it through a whole episode of saying Rem over and over, and Jay didn't say who.
Yeah.
Nice. No, it's too late.
Akane Tendo,
it's too
definitely
late.
Too late. Yeah. Anyway, Akane Tendo, Tsundere.
Nobara Kusagi from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Kugasaki, yeah.
What did I say? Who cares?
Who cares?
I wouldn't call her like a I don't know if I call her like a quintessential tsundere.
I'm not saying tsundere. Everybody in that show is pretty platonic, and she just is like that's how she is with her friends.
Yeah.
No tsundere.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Big X.
Yeah. Edward Elric,
we talked about. Yeah.
Pseudo tsundere. Yeah. Leaning tsundere, I'd say. Okay, guys, here you go. Nami from One Piece.
I'd say no.
I would say no too. I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haruhi Suzumiya from The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yes and no. Yeah. As weird as that sounds.
I'm gonna say yes. Like I gotta plant my flag somewhere.
Okay.
If I gotta go one way or the other, I would say yes. She's a tsundere.
Okay.
Next one's interesting.
Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Tsundere? I think so. Is he's like the Dare or whatever
I'd say
he
he's
says.
more kudere. Like he's more like not like but he's more just like cool about it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've already talked about Kurumi as well.
Kurumi, not
more
a
yandere,
I would say.
Yeah, more yandere.
Yeah. Mike, you have one final question for us.
I do. Do we think tsundere still works in the 2025?
Well,
unanimously, I'm sure we'll all say.
Well, I would say in the year 2025, we've been watching anime for a long, long time. Okay, things change over time, right?
But the more things
come and
change,
go.
the more they stay the same.
But the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yes, Tsunderes still work. They are eternal.
It still works.
They are forever. We love Tsunderes.
Yeah.
I think everybody likes Tsunderes to some degree.
Look,
yes, they still work.
I'm just going to put it this way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It works.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah. It just works.
You got me like
Just works, Mike.
like scratching my brain trying to think of like a tsundere from classical literature, because I feel like the tsundere is like something that's like hundreds of, like I feel it's as old as time, but I can't think. There's probably like a tsundere in the Bible that I don't know about.
God.
Comment
God,
down below if you can think of the oldest tsundere possible. Yeah, kind of God. Yeah.
God, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Low key.
There you go.
God, kind of.
Yeah.
What about like in Lord of the Rings? Who's a tsundere in Lord of the Rings?
Gandalf.
No, Gandalf's pretty cool.
Not Gandalf. It's Gimli.
Not Gandalf. Frodo.
Because
can be
Gimli
kind of
doesn't
tsundere
like.
sometimes.
He's like kind of only. He's kind of mean to
Gimli.
everybody, but
Gimli and
Legolas.
Legolas are kind of tsunderes to each other. Yeah.
They're kind of a tsundere couple, honestly.
Okay. Important
It's a
question.
tsundere and a
Star
kudere.
Wars. Is Princess Leia a tsundere? Yes, she is a tsundere. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah. She's spunky.
She's a
She's got
tsundere.
spunk. Tsunderes have to have
spunk.
spunk. That's kind of part
They
of
gotta
it.
have spunk. They
Yeah.
gotta have spunk.
From Avatar: The Last Airbender, Zuko.
I
Yeah,
haven't watched
definitely.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I think so.
I would say definitely.
Is Raphael
And-
a tsundere? Jay.
Oh, big tsundere. He's
Like
he's
the
me.
ancient
I
painter?
am
The painter?
Raphael.
The painter. Yes, I'm talking about the painter.
Yeah, the painter.
Oh, the painter.
The Renaissance painter. What were
Look,
you
man,
talking about?
you bring up the turtles. I'm gonna think of the turtles.
Jay's big turtle guy. Huge turtle guy.
Yeah, no.
Jay, I would describe you as a cudere more than I would describe you as a tsundere,
Jay?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Jay doesn't get angry enough. If any one of us is a tsundere, it would be me.
I think so, too.
I think. But we
think so,
did this. We did a quiz. I think it was one of our bonus
We did.
episodes.
You were himedere. Yeah.
That was a
You were
himedere.
himedere.
Not to
I
give
don't remember
the
what I was. I was dere.
No, you got
stupid
nothing.
dere.
Oh yeah, I got middle. I got middle of everything. Like everything. Every poll I've ever taken in my life, I'm middle on everything.
Yeah,
And with that,
and Jay,
We're no
Jay,
longer.
you were-
We're not in the middle of the episode anymore. We're at the end.
we're at the end of the episode. Yeah, we've got reviews coming up. Our next anime review is Bloom Into You, followed by Bang Dream. It's my go, and it invaded. It's the listeners. I think it's done. We're tabulating the
It's
results
done.
at this point. Yeah.
Yep. Results have been tabulated. It's done. We just don't know what it is yet because of the
We
way
will
time
announce
works.
them next week, so stay
Next
tuned.
That's right.
week. Yeah. We've got manga reviews coming up as well. Our next manga review is Cosmos. It's sitting on my bookshelf in my living room right now. Wand Dance and Kindergarten Wars. So look forward to those. You have homework to do. I believe our next episode is a Bloom Into You review, actually.
I believe so.
you got a
Most
week.
likely.
You got a week to watch it. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people? Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Braindead B-Dog, Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juzz, Mogmog, Uncle of Light, Zaffron, and Mexi. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show, as you know. We're also on social media at AniProPod, and please join our Discord community to keep up with us and other listeners. Links to everything is in the description or at our website, AniProPod.com. I think I'm going to go Jay this time to lead us in a round
I
of
think so.
bye-byes.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
you know, we made it to the end.
We did.
It's
We did.
sad, but it's true. But next week, we'll be reviewing Bloom Into You. And with that,
Bars?
I say bye-bye.
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 Yeah, Jay's got bars this week, guys. It's kind
Guy's
of...
a rapper.
I was off the
Yeah,
dome, too.